Let's look at a key case in criminal law for the area of causation. This case is in Cheshire and it was heard in 1991. This case concerned an altercation between the defendant and the victim late one night in a fish and chip shop. The defendant, who had a shotgun, shot the victim in the thigh and also in the stomach. The injuries suffered were severe and the victim had to undergo extensive surgery and remained in intensive care on a ventilator, which was later replaced with a tracheotomy tube. The victim began to improve but continued to complain of difficulties with their breathing, and this was attributed to anxiety. The victim died of complications associated with this breathing equipment. By this time, the wounds had started to heal and they were no longer life-threatening. The victim would not likely have died if the tube complications had been properly assessed. However, the defendant was charged with his murder. The defendant was found guilty in this case. This case can be used in your work to support the idea of legal causation, particularly when looking at potential breaks in the chain of causation and an issue of medical negligence has arisen. Even in cases where there has been negligent medical treatment, this should not prevent the original defendant still being regarded as the cause of the death, unless the negligent treatment was so independent of the defendant's act and in itself so potent in causing death that they regard the contribution made by his original acts insignificant. This really goes to show that medical negligence will not break the chain of causation unless it is extraordinary and unusual. And in your answers in the exam, you can use this case if there is medical negligence to support the point that medical negligence will not generally break the chain of causation unless it is so potent in causing death.